జాతీయవాద జర్నలిజానికి అసలైన వేదిక నేషనలిస్ట్ హబ్ ని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి. నోటిఫికేషన్స్ కోసం బెల్ ఐకాన్ పై క్లిక్ చేయండి.
So let me give you quickly what India was before Modi ji came and took the stewardship of the country. India was in the 11th place in GDP terms. In 2014, India's inflation was very high. Rupee was not stable. Balance of payments was in a bad shape. External debt was very high. In the year 2013, some of you would remember that the government, the UPA government, cautioned us and said, don't buy gold. There was also external pressure telling us that India should not be a part of the BRIC bloc. What is the BRIC bloc? Brazil, Russia, India, and China. They said India is not doing well. Remove India and put Indonesia because Indonesia is growing much faster. Friends, that was the scenario when Prime Minister took up the stewardship of the country. Where are we today? Today, we are in the 5th position in GDP terms. Very soon we'll go to the 3rd position because the economies of Japan and Germany are not doing well. Rupee has stabilized. Today we are trading in rupee. Inflation is low. Balance of payments is safe. External debt has come down dramatically. Today we have moved from what we call as the fragile 5 to the top 5. And another brilliant thing has happened to India, that is, we have been able to lift 25 crore people out of what we call as the multi-dimensional poverty. First time in the history of World Bank reports I'm reading that, because we were all working with the multilateral agencies for 20 years, never had the opportunity to read this. Today, India has occupied that position. Today we are here to talk about the emerging Bharat. I would like to say that we are not emerging, we are re-emerging nation. India has emerged long back. I don't have time to explain this, but I'm sure all of you know this. I'd like to just close this by saying that India is such a Punya Bhumi. We are guided by Vishnu. Vishnu is known as 2 things. We praise Vishnu by using 2 names, Bhayanasanaya, Bhayakarakaya. What is Bhayanasanaya? Someone who removes your fears. Vishnu is someone who removes your fears. But Vishnu is also called Bhayakarakaya, someone who instills fear. I mean, what is this paradox? Someone can remove your fear, at the same time instill fear. It depends on who you are. If you follow dharma, he will remove your fears. If you violate dharma, he will instill fear. I think this very same Vishnu is guiding our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, and we are in absolutely safe hands. And I thank Pragya Bharati for giving me this opportunity to set the context for today's discussion on the Bharat and the unstoppable Bharat. Thank you.
Saina, a good friend. Of course, Karuna, another good friend, and other seniors. First, let me say I'm very happy to see the female balance on the stage. So, this is representative of our new India, where Nari Shakti is re-emerging. But truly, what a wonderful evening it is that we have an individual who's launched a book in a fantastic format, a graphic novel style. Everybody writes about serious subjects. Literature is important. The media has taken over and social media is ruling our lives. So how do you grab attention? I'm going to give this away. I think it's interfering. It's interfering with this. Okay. So how do you grab attention in a world where there is an information overload, where the attention span has come down so significantly? And then we have so much more to talk about, because every aspect, whether it's the fact that our roads or our infrastructure has grown, I think, from 92,000 kilometers to 1.47 lakh kilometers. It is the airports, the aspect of with the social fabric of our country has changed. And you may ask me, and why? So the fact is that if you have ever been to a rural part of the country, 10 years ago, women woke up very early in the morning because they were shy to do what is called the morning ritual, and they would hide. And men would go out later carrying a little water pot. You don't see that in villages anymore. Can that, a transformation be more powerful than something that touches your life every day? I've been campaigning in the election and they say, Modi, DMH Etela. So, to say a correlation, I don't think ever as a Prime Minister touched every rural life in this manner as Honorable Modi has done. And then, because time is short, the subject is vast, and truly the center of this evening's debate and the speaker for today is Shantanu Gupta. I want to congratulate him for doing something like this. So let's give him a big hand. And I was privileged to have in half a minute an understanding of why he chose this format. He's also the renowned author of The Monk Who Became Chief Minister. And now suddenly he's changed to the digital graphic format. And you know what he said? Most of our current voters were children. They were not voting, but children when Modi became Prime Minister. How do I convey to them what has happened in 10 years? Because now they take the mobile phone for granted, they take digital payments for granted, they take social media, and they take the safety of India for granted. They take jobs for granted. They take the fact that when they go into any place in the world, Indians are respected. I studied in the US 40 years ago. I know how it felt like to be an Indian trying to prove ourselves. My father was a doctor in the US in 1970. We know what it felt like then and what it feels like now to be an Indian in the global stage. So to create a model which showcased the capability of India, which modernized the capability and the infrastructure of India and set us on a path of not just economic growth, but global respect. It is a pleasure and a privilege to participate in a function where we are celebrating a human being who is a Vishwa Guru, and I believe that we are blessed to have a Prime Minister like him. So I wish the book all success. I wish to see more young people have this book in their hands, because I'm going to end with one thing, and that is something that my husband speaks about very, very often. Konda Vishweshwareddy, my husband, is now contesting for the Etela Parliament. And for those of you who are from here, he is seeking your support, but I will not say more, but I will quote one very important thing. Somebody asked him, why is this such an important election? And he said very clearly, 2024 is such an important election because if you look at the fact that we are the world's largest democracy, we have a demographic dividend which is significant because the number of young people and the number of people in the working class are higher than anywhere else in the world, not China, not any other place. And this demographic dividend will continue for us till the year 2030. So being the largest market, the largest democracy and the largest demographic dividend puts us in a unique position for exponential growth. But this will last for us till 2030. After that, the number of people who will go into retirement will slowly increase, and therefore these youngsters will have to be supporting those people. So the next 6 years are critical for us. We cannot afford for this growth path to change, and therefore I request every one of you to please understand the importance of these elections and then take the right step in the right direction. Once again, my congratulations to Shantanu-ji, my good wishes to everyone else on the dais, and definitely to everyone in the audience. We have a great country. It is our duty to protect this country in every way. Not just our economy, not just our social fabric, but our dharma and what we can contribute to the world. I'm sorry, I'm taking one more minute to share a story. I had the privilege of being with Modi ji at the BRICS convention. In a room about this size, you had the Premier of South Africa, you had the President of Brazil, you had the Premier of China. Russia, Putin did not come, but he was available on video conference. Every delegation had about 20 people. Every Prime Minister had about 20 people behind them. Everybody spoke about the greatness of their country and their future plans. When our Prime Minister spoke, he spoke 3 minutes about our country, but 7 minutes about what India wants to do for the world. And this is why. And he ended very simply by saying, our vision is Vasudeva Kutumbakam. We want to take everybody together. Whether there is no religion, there is no other barrier, it is the last human being, whether he's an African or we can help him from Indonesia. It is that magnanimity of vision which inspires me when I had the privilege to be there. And when he sat down, to a thunderous applause from everyone. And then he stood up again and he said, excuse me, I have to leave the room because the Chandrayaan is going to land and I need to witness that. And that applause from that international group was large enough to be heard in India. So I think for elevating us, for showing us a path, for giving us a hope, for giving us both the hope for the future and the fear of not to do the wrong things, exactly like Karuna said, to build a social fabric of good governance, of ethics, and of humanitarianism. This is the great power. This is the position wherein let's do our duty by protecting this leadership. Thank you very much. Namaste.
गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन। मैं कंग्रेचुलेट करना चाहती हूँ शांतनु सर को कि आज उन्होंने मोदी सर पे एक बुक लॉन्च किया है और जो उनका जो मैंने वो देखा है फ्रंट पेज का 101 रीजंस, तो मुझे लगता है 101 रीजंस क्यों, रीजंस ही नहीं चाहिए उनके, तो जो परफेक्ट है मोदी सर। देखिए मेरे पापा भी 73 इयर्स के हैं एंड मोदी सर भी 73 इयर्स के हैं। पापा हर एक सेकंड चीज़ में बोलते हैं यार मेरा बैक पेन है, मैं कहाँ जाऊँगा अब तेरे साथ, फिर भी ट्राई करते हैं कहीं ना कहीं आने के लिए। पापा वो बोलते बेटा तू चली जा। वो बेटा बोलता है तू कर ले काम, मेरे से नहीं होगा। और मोदी सर 73 इयर्स के, मुझे समझ में नहीं आता, सुबह वो इंडोनेशिया में, शाम में कहीं और कंट्री में, और इतना काम कर रहे हैं। मुझे आई कांट बिलीव द अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी इज गॉट, एंड इतने अपडेटेड है, नॉट ओनली अबाउट पॉलिटिक्स, ऑब्वियसली पॉलिटिक्स के बारे में आप सब लोग को ज़्यादा मालूम होगा, वी बीइंग यूथ, स्पोर्ट्स के बारे में और जो जितना भी वो यूट्यूब से ये सब चल रहा है वो सब के बारे में थोड़ा सा नॉलेज हम भी रख लेते हैं। बट अबाउट स्पोर्ट्स, क्योंकि हम इतने साल से खेल रहे हैं एंड 2014 से जब से सर आए हैं, आई कैन ओनली सी विशेज फॉर स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन, नॉट ओनली मतलब बड़े स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन, बट जो छोटे भी हैं जो अच्छा कर रहे हैं नेशनल लेवल पे, ही इज़ ट्वीटिंग अबाउट देम। मतलब इतना एनर्जेटिक, इतना मोटिवेटेड फील करते हैं यंग स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन, बिकॉज दे नेवर हैड सच काइंड ऑफ सपोर्ट। उनको लगता था कि कहाँ से हम ये शूज़ खरीदे, फिजियोज लेके आए, अपने बेस्ट ट्रेनर्स लेके आए, अच्छे इक्विपमेंट्स लेके आए। ऑल ऑफ देम वर लिटिल कंफ्यूज, शुड वी एक्चुअली परस्यू बैडमिंटन एज करियर और एनी अदर स्पोर्ट एज अवर करियर। बट नाउ यू सी वी हैव सो मेनी स्कीम्स, टॉप स्कीम हो गया, खेलो इंडिया हो गया, इतने सारे स्कीम है, स्पोर्ट्स अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया सामने आके इतने सारे यंगस्टर्स को सपोर्ट कर रहा है। देन वी हैव लॉट ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस एज वेल जो हेल्प कर रहे हैं। सो नाउ आई कैन सी लॉट ऑफ यूथ टेकिंग, मतलब जो बच्चे हैं आज के वो रिस्क लेने के लिए रेडी हैं कि हम स्पोर्ट्स में जाएंगे। इतना मुझे अच्छा लगता है बिकॉज देयर सो मेनी यंग किड्स हु कीप आस्किंग मी दीदी हम स्पोर्ट्स कहाँ पे खेले, हमारे पास एकेडमी नहीं है, ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है। बट आज यू सी देयर सो मेनी एकेडमीज विच आर कमिंग अप एंड देयर सो मेनी कोचेज, देयर सो मेनी ट्रेनर्स एंड देयर सो मेनी यंगस्टर्स जो अच्छा कर रहे हैं हर एक स्पोर्ट में। वाई इट इज़ सो, बिकॉज जो सपोर्ट है वो बढ़ गया है और वही चाहिए। एज ए स्पोर्टिंग नेशन हम टैलेंटेड हैं बट हम पीछे थे। अभी देखिए हमें 6 से 7 मेडल्स आ रहे हैं, वो भी ओलंपिक्स में। पहले तो 1-2 से ही हमारा काम हो जाता था। और जब मैंने उनका इंटरव्यू सुना और जब मैं वहाँ पे जाके उनसे बात किया एक बार, उन्होंने बोला कि मेरा एम तो एक ही है चाइना कि मैं ओलंपिक्स इंडिया में लेके आऊँ। मैंने कहा सर हाउ कैन ही बी सो एक्टिव इन एवरी फील्ड। अपने स्पोर्ट्स जो हमारे मिनिस्टर है वही ऐसे बात करते हैं और सर बीइंग प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया वो हमारे स्पोर्ट्स के बारे में ऐसा बात कर रहे हैं कि रोज़ हमारे बारे में ही देखते हैं या पढ़ते हैं। हमसे इमीडिएटली फ़ोन कॉल करके हमें कंग्रेचुलेट करते हैं। ही इज़ देयर इन, जैसे मैंने वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल्स में देखा, ही वॉज देयर अटेंडिंग द वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल्स एज वेल लास्ट ईयर क्रिकेट वर्ल्ड कप, उनसे जाके मिले भी हो। तो यही चाहिए फॉर स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन एंड आई एम श्योर इन द फ्यूचर वी विल हैव लॉट मोर स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन कमिंग अप। और जहाँ तक मोदी सर का सवाल है, मैं तो पर्सनली उनको बहुत ही पसंद करती हूँ, और जहाँ तक मैंने देखा वो यूथ आइकन भी है मेरे लिए, तो क्योंकि जितना वो अपडेटेड रहता है यूथ के लिए और कोई भी नहीं है, इतना पॉपुलैरिटी तो किसी लीडर को नहीं मिल सकता है। ज़रूर कुछ खासियत ही होगी, और नफरत भी उसी को मिलती है जो अच्छा काम करता है। और ये चीज़ मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगती है, क्योंकि मी बीइंग स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन, 25 साल से मैं खेल रही हूँ। मैं अपने आप को बोलती हूँ कि मैं टैलेंटेड स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन नहीं हूँ, लेकिन मैं बहुत हार्ड वर्किंग हूँ। मुझे हार्ड वर्क करना बहुत पसंद है। हम भी मिडिल क्लास फैमिली से आए थे, लेकिन आज जो मेरा सपना बचपन में देखा था कि मैं मेरे पास बड़ी गाड़ी होगी, बड़ा घर होगा, वो मैंने पूरा किया अपनी मेहनत से, और वो मेहनत से ही पूरा होता है। और जो हमारे लीडर हैं वो भी मेहनती हैं, दिन रात मेहनत करते रहते हैं। मुझे मेहनती लोग बहुत पसंद हैं, एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई एम बिग फैन ऑफ मोदी जी एंड योगी जी। आई एम श्योर आप सब भी। जय श्री राम। और अयोध्या टेम्पल जरूर जाइए, इतना सुंदर बनाया है, इतना ब्यूटीफुल बनाया है, प्लीज़ जाइए, दर्शन कीजिए। एंड थैंक यू सर जो बुक लेके आए। मुझे लास्ट बुक भी बहुत पसंद आई थी योगी जी पे, और मैं ये बुक भी पढ़ूंगी। थैंक यू सो मच शांतनु सर।
Namaskar Hyderabad. Namaskar Hyderabad. Thank you. They have come all the way from Delhi, right? I am Shantanu. I am from Uttar Pradesh. I am from Yogi Adityanath, Uttar Pradesh. I am from the birthplace of Sri Krishna and birthplace of Sri Rama. So on the onset, let me greet you with Jai Shri Krishna and Jai Shri Ram. Last year I was at Oxford for a fellowship, and I was composing for my debates different points for what Narendra Modi has done for last 10 years, what transformation has done for 10 years. Then I realized that there are 2 crore voters. We have 97 crore voters in 2024 elections. Out of that, 2 crores are young voters who are voting for the first time. They are 18, 19 years old today. So they were only 8 and 9 years old in 2014 when Narendra Modi became the Prime Minister. And their life was Cartoon Network and comics. So I thought, can I condense very heavy 10 years of work from economy to affirmative actions to policies to DBTs in the form of cartoon book? And that's how this book was born. We have some complimentary copies available, so you can collect. Sangeeta ji started saying about the toilet, and Sangeeta ji, I went to Bundelkhand when I was researching about this book. I wanted to know the life stories of people, because when I say 4 crores houses are built, that doesn't communicate much to me. So I went to a house in a district called Lalitpur. Lalitpur is the tail of Uttar Pradesh. You've seen Uttar Pradesh goes down in Madhya Pradesh. That district is Lalitpur. It's one of the poorest districts in whole of India, in fact. I went to a woman, and what she narrated, in fact, became the first 7-8 chapters, and she is the real author of those first 6-7 chapters. She told me that when I get up in the morning, or when I'm sleeping early in the morning, I get nightmares that my house is leaking. And then I get up and see, oh no, I have a pakka house. And I see my children are sleeping in sukoon, and there is fan, and there's no mosquitoes. Can you imagine the sukoon and chain that woman is feeling that the kids are sleeping, because now she has a pakka house. And not only she, there are 4 crore houses are built in last 10 years. And then she went outside, Sangeeta ji, and with pride she showed me the takti outside that this is my house, because all the PM Awas house were given to the women of the family. And then jokingly she said that all the members of the house live in my house now, right? And the pride on her face was $1 billion pride. And then she said, what Sangeeta ji said, that I have to get up early every day because I have to go to the toilet before the sun rises. And throughout the day, I will drink less water so that I need not go to the urine. Can you imagine that in 21st century, you have to do that to a woman? And it's not that toilet is some like hi-fi technology. Toilets are available from hundreds of years. In fact, in Delhi, there's a toilet museum, that how toilets were 50 years back, 100 years back, 200 years back, 300 years back, right? And I've seen that pain in my own eyes, that how women used to navigate between that. And now just she opened the door, and Narendra Modi calls that Ijjat Ghar, Samman Ghar. And then she has to wash hands. And when that woman was opening and closing the tap, it was almost as if there's a magic. And I was wondering like why she was opening and closing the tap. She said opening and closing of tap is almost carrying 30 liters of water every day on my head. And I'll give you this small challenge, and if you get hurt, you can get to Apollo Hospital. Carry your 10-15 liters of bucket on your head and just walk in your bedroom, right? Nani yaad aa jayegi. And women of the country were doing it from last many years. 11 crore houses got tap water in their houses in the last 10 years. That's not a small thing. Okay, she has washed her hands, she's taken a bath, now she goes to the kitchen. Again, she ons the stove. That's also magic for her. And the woman says, जब भी मैं गैस जलाती हूँ ऐसा लगता है किसी ने मेरे सिर से वो लकड़ियाँ हटा ली हैं. Every day 1 to 2 hours goes in getting the woods, making the cow dung cakes, उपला जिसको बोलते हैं हम लोग हिंदी में. And एक दिन में 3 बार खाना बनाना, that's equal to smoking almost 150-200 cigarettes. जब तक वो 30-35 साल की होती है, she has all the diseases of the lung. उसकी जिंदगी सोचिए कितनी बदली है. We don't realize while sitting here, right? And then she says कि जो मैं राशन पकाती हूँ, that also comes so easily now. I just go, there is a thumb machine there, I just go. Let's say in UP, I don't know how it's happened in the whole country. In UP, which was like quite a backward state 7 years back when Yogi took the reins. And it's the real double engine sarkar that we see in UP. It's the real double power that we see in UP. And okay, and then she says that not only ration, I need some upar ki cheezein also, I need some tel, some sabzi. Now there are multi-kind of DBTs. Whenever you go to a village and ask which card you have, people come with pride. मेरे पास आधार कार्ड है, मेरे पास जनधन कार्ड है, मेरे पास soil health कार्ड है. People will just gather and they now have a multiple identities. And वो छोटी एक बुढ़ी अम्मा भी निकल के आई that now I get my pension every month in this, right? And she was showing her mobile कि लला मोदी जी ने पैसे भेजे, right? So that the connect of Narendra Modi on every family is almost like a guardian, right? And also what for the middle class, I talked to a lot of people in the army. They said जो 25 लाख लोगों को OROP मिला है, 1 rank 1 pension, right? We can't realize, and a lot of, if there's army men here, I think they can realize. लोगों ने पूछा मुझसे करोना जी किताब लिखने की जरूरत क्या है? People if some good things are happening, people anyway know it. But as Sangeeta ji said, people forget. हम लोगों को नहीं आते कि 3 साल 4 साल पहले ऐसा लगता था कि दुनिया खत्म हो जाएगी. Then we got two vaccines. मुझे याद है जब पहले दिन वैक्सीन लगा तो बहुत लोगों ने एक्सेल बनाई, कहा कि जिस रेट से वैक्सीन लग रही है ऐसे तो 9 साल लग जाएंगे, ऐसे तो 15 साल लग जाएंगे. We are the country which put 2 injections to 100 crore population and gave vaccination to 90 countries. वो याद दिलाना पड़ेगा. आप लोग बहुत से लोग ड्राइविंग के शौकीन होंगे, हाईवे पे जाते होंगे. रिमेंबर पहले जब टोल नाका आता था उस पर 15 मिनट, आधा घंटा, 1 घंटा भी रुकना पड़ता था. नाउ द एवरेज वेट ऑन एवरी टोल इन इंडिया बिकॉज ऑफ फास्टैग ओनली 40 seconds. इसलिए याद दिलाना पड़ेगा, राइट? एंड एज साइना वाज सेइंग, Narendra Modi is an amazing factor about him that he has an amazing connect with people. And why so? When he was a child, he used to go to the school and in the evening he used to sell tea in the station. For him, poverty is not a tuition class. That's a lived experience for so many years. 15 years he spent in RSS. Then next 15 years he was an organizer in BJP. He has managed multiple state elections. Someone was telling he was a Parbari for Andhra. Someone was telling he was Parbari for Himachal Pradesh. Right? And then next 13 years he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. And next 10 years he was the Prime Minister of the country. So Narendra Modi is a product of all of this. And as Saina was saying, I don't know a lot of people who might be 70 plus. In 73, I have not seen a younger 73-year-old. Right? Hats off to him. The amazing connect that he has with people, and that's unprecedented. I was in Oxford and they were having a class on authoritarianism and they've shown a picture of Narendra Modi. You know, Oxford is a very left-leaning organization, university. They're showing a picture of Narendra Modi in an army dress, right? And I objected. In fact, I faced a disciplinary committee after that. I objected that why is showing an army dress? Well, that sounds as if India is running under army rule. And I pointed out that he wears an army dress on Diwali day when he spends Diwali with the Jawans at the border, sometime in Siachen, sometime in Ladakh, or sometime in Rajasthan. As she said, when player wins or when player loses, he stands with the people. When Chandrayaan 2 was not able to launch, he was hugging the scientists, right? And during the examinations, during the board examination, there will be stress in the people, stress in the children. And he does Pariksha Pe Charcha. Can you imagine that Prime Minister is doing Pariksha Pe Charcha? And last time in 2024, February, he did it. 2.5 crore children registered for that. And now he's the author of a book called Exam Warriors, right? A lot of people change what changed culturally in India between 2024 and 2014. My simple answer is, whenever any Prime Minister of India used to go outside, their gift, you know what was their gift to any premier? The gift was Taj Mahal. Today the gift was Bhagavad Gita. When Narendra Modi met Barack Obama the first time, Indian newspaper was full was that what will be Obama serving in the dinner today, and there was a long menu. And the next day news was that Narendra Modi did not eat. You know why he did not eat? Because he was fasting for Navratra. In New York Times covered what is Navratra, and every day they was covering what is Navratra. When Shinzo Abe came, now he's no more. When Shinzo Abe came to India, the meeting was not in any 5-star hotel. He was doing Aarti in the Ghats of Banaras with Narendra Modi. When Xi Jinping came, Narendra Modi took him to a temple in Tamil Nadu. When France Premier Macron came, Narendra Modi took him to Hawa Mahal in Jaipur, and he was drinking tea with him, and then he paid the payment through UPI card. Which is still, if you go to Europe and America, still the payments are so tough. You are still swiping those cards in and here, and your cards are not working. India is the best payment available in the world, and now the RuPay card is available in multiple countries. And with this I'll end. I was there in the Pran Pratishtha. I was doing the commentary with NDTV and some other TVs. I was next to the Ram Ki Pairi when in the big screen I was watching the Pran Pratishtha happening. And with the helicopter, a big helicopter came, and it was pouring the red petals of rose on all the Ram Bhakts. And I was standing near the banks of Saryu. And all of us like a kid, and Amish Tripathi was standing with me, we were all, and all of us like a kid was collecting those petals like a memorabilia, so that we can keep. And I noticed there was lot of rose petals fell on the bed of Saryu, and the bed of Saryu next to me became red. It reminded me that Saryu became red in 1990 also, but with the blood of Ram Bhakts. In 2024, Saryu became red by the flower petals showered on Ram Bhakts, and that's the change Narendra Modi has brought. And as Sania said, why 101 reason? Do we need any reasons? If you want more reasons, so what I did, I kept some empty pages. So you can say 102, 103, 104, right? So this will end. I'll just write, so every chapter, there's a couple of innovations in this book. There are 101 cases, every case is 2 pages. Every case is a human story. Every case is a data also back to it. And after every 10 cases, I have changed the art style also. So sometimes you'll find a manga art style, sometimes sepia art style, watercolor, Amar Siddhartha style. So it's also a compendium of a lot of art styles. After every case, I have added a poetic couplet. So I'll just try to read 1 or 2 for you, and then I'll end. So let's say for houses, I'll read it in the Hindi version. There's a Hindi version also. So the 4 crore houses. रमावती इज माई कैरेक्टर. रमावती के जीवन में निराशा क्यों थी? 2014 से पहले छत टपकती क्यों थी? आज उसके और 4 करोड़ भारतीयों के सिर पर छत है, इसलिए नरेंद्र मोदी के साथ उसका मत है. And my book goes as a interaction between 2 journalists. I'm sure you can recognize the journalists. So there is an anti-Modi journalist and there is a pro-Modi journalist, and they're discussing why should why we should vote for Modi. And then the pro-Modi journalist is giving 101 reasons. I'll just read the last poetic couplet. So in the end, the anti-Modi journalist also agrees that I agree with what you're saying, but I have to run my life runs on anti-Modis. And anti-Modi is also industry, Sangeeta ji. A lot of people are running their life with a YouTube channel is running on anti-Modis. And he said, मुझे अपने YouTube में थोड़े लाइक बनाने हैं, मुझे तो घर जाने दो. And I have written a couplet for that. संख्या 101 पर भी नहीं रुकेगी कि जनता मोदी को वोट क्यों करेगी, पर जिसकी रोजी रोटी और उम्र मोदी विरोध पर है निर्भर, उसको कैसे दिखलाऊं सच जो आंखें मूंद के बैठा बस. सड़कों पर दिखता मोदी पर स्नेह अपार, लगता है इस बार होके रहेगा 400 पार. थैंक यू.
ఈ వీడియో మీకు నచ్చినట్టయితే లైక్ చేయండి, 10 మందికి షేర్ చేయండి. అలాగే కామెంట్ల రూపంలో మీ అభిప్రాయాలను మాతో పంచుకోండి. నేషనలిస్ట్ హబ్ గ్రూప్ ఆఫ్ ఛానల్స్ ను సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకుని తెలుగునాట జాతీయవాద జర్నలిజాన్ని ప్రోత్సహించండి. ఈ వీడియో కింద ఉన్న బెల్ ఐకాన్ పై క్లిక్ చేయడం మర్చిపోవద్దు.